Hi everyone, Rebecca McPhee here, accredited practicing dietitian and health coach. Snacking and type 1 diabetes. Yes, of course you can snack. But if you're looking to snack without giving insulin, then consider these low carb snacks. Because in general, if you include a snack that is under 10 grams of carbohydrates, it should not affect your blood glucose levels. Now, there's always an exception to the rule. I've had a couple of clients in the past whose blood sugars were affected when they had a low carb snack that was around 5 grams. But in general, you should be okay. But remember, it's not a one size fits all when it comes to type 1 diabetes. And the best person who'll know is you yourself. But it can come in handy, these low carb snacks. In particular, if you're going to a party or a barbecue, for example, and there's lots of party foods, and it's easy to pick on that, and maybe you haven't given yourself insulin, and then you have your main meal carbs with some insulin, and perhaps you're going to get a big whack, big rise in blood glucose levels, or you've given insulin when you've had the party food and maybe overestimated how much insulin you need. Then you're giving insulin for your dinner, and then you've got an insulin stack, and that's when you can go into hypo. So if you don't want that to happen, consider the low carb snacks, because you can freely munch on those and then just have your main meal carbohydrates with the insulin. So there's some sweet and savoury options, mainly savoury. The first one I really love, because if I eat this, I'm not looking for anything until the next meal. It's a really good snack. Also, if you've come from the gym doing weights, because it's really going to repair those muscles. I've got cottage cheese here with some tuna, and I've mixed in some dill and a little bit of chives. Really high in protein. If you don't like cottage cheese, that's fine. You could swap it for tzatziki. And although that's based on yogurt, you're only using a tablespoon, so it's only a small amount of carbohydrate. But if you want something sweet, you could use cottage or ricotta cheese mixed with a tablespoon of low-carb vanilla protein powder and a dusting of cinnamon, and that's also creamy and delicious. The other thing I've got here is my favourite salad. And I always have this at Christmas, because you've got the Christmas colours, you've got white, green and red. It's also the Italian flag colours. It screams summer. It is caprese salad with bocconcini sliced with a basil leaf and then a slice of tomato. Really simple, but it smells beautiful. A drizzle of extra virgin olive oil and a drizzle of balsamic vinegar, and there you go. Now for party platters, what I tend to do is I'll get little cherry tomatoes and I'll put it on a toothpick. So one cherry tomato, then you put on a basil leaf, and then you put on a baby bocconcini cheese ball, and you put it in a fan around a plate, and in the center, a dish sort of like this, I will put some olive oil and balsamic vinegar, and then they can dip it. The person can dip it. Very low in carb, and it's just all those elements of the Mediterranean diet. So you're snacking and getting all these nutrients. So good for you. The other thing I've got is cheese. So a beautiful cheese platter. Now, remember, if this is for a party, fine, go for the cheese. But if this is every day, it is still portion caution with a lot of these snacks, particularly if you're looking at watching your weight or cholesterol, for example. But if you've just got a small portion of cheese, it's absolutely fine. And you could team that up with some veggie sticks. A boiled egg, so simple. What you could also do with that is you could slice the boiled egg in half, put 2 teaspoons of hummus in the egg yolk, so put it in a bowl and mash with the egg yolk, and then put it back in. You've got a hummus stuffed egg. Hummus, again, comes from chickpeas, which is a carb, but you're only using a small amount. The other thing I've got is good old nuts. I've got 1/4 cup. That's a portion, 30 grams. I've got here some almonds and walnuts, and that's great for a party platter too, something to nibble at. So much better than some of those flavoured nuts, which are really high in sodium and artificial flavours and colours. I've also got here some guacamole that I made, delicious, and some cucumber sticks. You could use any other type of veggie sticks. But make the most, if you're having a snack at home, make the most of bowls and plates and cups you've got in the back of your cupboards. I have so many, and it makes you appreciate that snack, and then you're using the right portion, because if you put this in a larger bowl, it's going to look a bit miserable, and then you're going to want to have more. So this is a way of portion controlling, because as I said before, just because it's low carb doesn't mean we can eat as much as we like. And some low carb diets will say, I'll just fill up on fat. It's calories at the end of the day. So be satisfied with this. And if you're not satisfied with an in-between low carb snack, consider whether your main meals are balanced. And I have done another topic on meal planning, making sure we get enough protein, enough essential fats, and enough low GI carb plus a lot of colour, so veg or salad. So perhaps go back and see, are my meals balanced? Because we should be satisfied with one of these snacks. And I also have some strawberries. So 100 grams of strawberries is 3.9 grams of carbs. A whole punnet is 9.8 grams, so just be a bit careful there. But you could freeze snack on those strawberries. And what you could do actually is have the strawberry sliced and you could mix it with I said before, ricotta or cottage cheese mixed with cinnamon and protein powder. You could team that up together because that's a pure protein with the strawberries, and that would be absolutely delicious. So see how you go with that, but enjoying these low-carb snacks means you can still enjoy food but also meet your nutritional requirements without impacting your blood glucose levels.